Good day, everyone. I am Elaine Gail Morao, a second-year student of Bachelor of Physical Education. Today, I am going to discuss about the rules of softball, rules Rule 5 to Rule 8. In Rule 5, it talks about the game. It has 8 sections. In Rule 6, it talks about the pitching regulations. It has 11 sections. In Rule 7, it talks about the batting. It has six sections. And in Rule 8, it talks about the batter runner and runner. It has 10 sections. So let's begin. Rule 5, the game. So in section 1, it talks about the choice of turn at bat. The choice of the first or last bat in the inning shall be decided by a toss of a coin unless otherwise stated in the rules of organization under which the schedule of games is being played. Next is the fitness of ground. The fitness of the ground for a game shall be decided solely by the plate umpire. Section 3, Regulation Game. A regulation game shall consist of 7 innings. A full 7 innings that need not be played if the team second at bat scores more runs in 6 innings or before the third out in the last of the 7th inning. B. A game that is tied at the end of 7 innings shall be continued by playing additional innings or until one side has scored more runs than the other at the end of a complete inning or until the team second at bat has more runs in their half of the inning before the third out is made. Section 4, Winner of Game. The winner of the game shall be the team that scores more runs in a regulation game. Section 5, Run-Ahead Rule. A run-ahead rule shall be used at all tournaments and championships. First, FP only 15 runs after 3 innings, 10 runs after 4 innings, or 7 runs after 5 innings. Then second, SP only 20 runs after 4 innings, or 15 runs after 5 innings. Then B, complete innings must be played unless the team second at bat scores the required number of runs while at bat. When the team first at bat reaches the required number of runs in the top half of the inning, the team second at bat must have their opportunity to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Next is Section 6, the tiebreaker. Starting with the top of the 8th inning and each half inning thereafter, the offensive team shall begin its turn at bat with a player who is scheduled to bat 9th in FP, 10 in SP, 11 in SP with an EP, or 12 in co-ed SP with EPs. In that respective half inning being placed on second base, the player who is running can be substituted in accordance with the substitute rules. Note, if an incorrect number in the lineup is placed on second base, this error may be corrected as soon as it is noticed. There is no penalty. Next is Section 7, Scoring of Runs. One run shall be scored each time a runner legally touches first, second, third bases and home plate before the third out of the inning. Exemption: when the tiebreaker is used, the runner starting at second base does not have to touch first base in order for a legal run to be scored. B. A run shall not be scored if the third and or last out of the inning is a result of: first, the batter runner being put out before legally touching first base. Second, a runner being forced out, including on a peel play, due to the batter becoming a batter but runner. FP only, the runner fails to keep contact with the base to which he is entitled until a pitch is released. Fourth, SP only, the runner fails to keep contact with the base to which he is entitled until a pitch is batted or reach home plate. And fifth, preceding runner being declared, see additional out appeals may be made after the third to remove runs. Next is Section 8, the charge conferences. A. Offensive conferences. There shall be one charge offensive conference in an inning. Note, first, this includes the batter runner or on-deck batter and the coaches among themselves. Second, it is not a charge conference when a pitcher is putting on a warm-up jacket while on base, or if the offense confers while the defensive team is in conference, provided that the offense is ready to play when the defense is ready. Effect Section 8A. A second charge conference shall result in the ejection of the manager or coach insisting on another charge conference. B. Defensive conference. There shall be 3 charge defensive conferences in a 7-inning game. For every inning beyond 7, there shall be 1 charge conference per inning. Next is the Rule 6, Pitching Regulations, Fast Pitch Only. Section 1, Preliminaries. Before commencing the delivery or pitch, the pitcher A shall not be considered in the pitching position unless the catcher is in position to receive the pitch. B must take a position with both feet firmly on the ground and with one or both feet in contact with the pitcher's plate. C must come to a full and complete stop with the ball held in one or both hands in front of the body. The front of the body must face the batter. This position must be held for not less than 1 second and not more than 10 seconds before starting the delivery. Next is Section 2, Starting the Pitch. A. The pitch starts when the pitcher makes any motion that is part of his wind-up after the required stop. Prior to the required stop, any motion may be used. Next is Section 3, Legal Delivery. A. The pitcher must not make any motion to pitch without immediately delivering the ball to the batter. B. The wind-up must be continuous motion. C. The pitcher must not use a wind-up in which there is a stop or reversal of the forward motion. And D. The pitcher must deliver the ball toward home plate on the first forward swing of the pitching arm past the hip with an underhanded motion. Next is the Section 4, Defensive Positioning. The pitcher shall not deliver a pitch unless all defensive players except the catcher, who must be in the catcher's box, are positioned in fair territory. B. A fielder shall not take a position in the batter's line of vision or with deliberate unsportsmanship intent act in a manner to distract the batter. Note, a pitch does not have to be released. The offending player shall be ejected from the game. Section 5, Foreign Substance. A. No member of the defensive team shall at any time during the game be permitted to use any foreign substance on the ball. Note, if any defensive team member continues to place a foreign substance on the ball, the pitcher shall be ejected from the game. Next is Section 6, the catcher. A. Must remain within the catcher's box until the pitch ball is batted, touches the ground plate or batter, or reaches the catcher's box. B. Shall return the ball directly to the pitcher after each pitch, including after a foul ball. a foul ball exception. This does not apply after a strikeout or put out made by the catcher. Next is Section 7, the quick pitch. The pitcher shall not attempt a quick return of the ball. A. Before the batter has taken his position, or B. Then the batter is off balance as a result of a pitch. Next is Section 8, intentional base on balls. If the defensive team desires to have an intentional base on balls awarded to a batter, either the pitcher, catcher, or coach may do so by notifying the plate umpire, who shall award the batter first base. This notification to the umpire shall be considered a pitch. The ball is dead. Note, this can occur at any time prior to a batter beginning and ending their time at bat regardless of the count. The ball is dead. Runners cannot advance unless forced. Next is Section 9. Warm-up pitches. At the beginning of each half inning or when a pitcher leaves another not more than 1 minute, may be used to deliver not more than 3 pitches to the catcher or other team member. Exception: this does not apply if the umpire delays the start or resumption of play due to substitution, conference, injuries, and etc. Next is Section 10. No pitch. No pitch shall be declared when A. The pitcher pitches during a suspension of play. B. A runner is called out for leaving his base before the pitch ball reaches home plate, is batted, or touches the ground before home plate. Next is Section 11. Illegal pitcher. A pitcher who has been declared an illegal pitcher as a result of: first, the team exceeding the charged defensive conference limit, or second, pitching with excessive speed, may not return to the pitching position at any time for the remainder of the game. Next is the Rule 7. It is all about batting. Section 1. The on-deck batter. The on-deck batter, A. At the start of an inning is the lead-off batter who must remain in his on-deck circle until called to the batter's box. B. Once an inning has started, is the offensive player who in the batting lineup is the next player to enter the batter's box. Next is Section 2, batting order. The batting order of each team must be on the score sheet or lineup card and must be delivered before the game by the manager or captain to the official scorer and the plate umpire. He shall submit it to the inspection of the manager or captain of the opposing team. Next is Section 3, the batting position. The batter must take his position in the batter's box within 10 seconds. After the umpire has declared play ball, effect Section 3A. The umpire shall call a strike. A pitch does not need to be thrown and the ball becomes dead. Next is Section 4. A strike is called by the umpire. A. FP only. When any part of a legally pitched ball enters the strike zone before touching the ground and at which the batter does not swing. SP only. For each legally pitched ball entering the strike zone before touching the ground and at which the batter does not swing. Next is Section 5. A strike is called by the umpire. A. FP only when any part of a legally pitched ball enters the strike zone before touching the ground and at which the batter does not swing. Slow pitch only for each legally pitched ball entering the strike zone before touching the ground and at which the batter does not swing. Section 5. A ball is called by the umpire. A fast pitch only. For each legally pitched ball that first does not enter the strike zone. Or Rule 7, Section 4, batting or a strike is called by the umpire. Second, touches the ground before reaching home plate and is not swung at, and third, touches home plate and at which the batter does not swing. Next is section 6. The batter is out. The batter is out. A. When the third strike is first swung at and missed at the ball touches any part of the batter's person. Second, not swung at and the pitch ball hits the batter while the pitch is in the strike zone. B. The batter is out when a batter enters the batter's box with or is discovered using an altered bat. Note, the batter is also ejected from the game. Next is the Rule 8. It is all about the batter, runner, and runner. Section 1. The batter becomes a batter runner. It is when he legally hits a fair or foul ball, fast pitch only, when the catchers fail to catch the third strike before the ball touches the ground, and first, there are less than 2 outs and first base is unoccupied, or second, there are 2 outs. This is known as the third strike rule. Next is section 2, batter runner is out. Fast pitch only. When the catcher drops the third strike and the batter runner is legally touched with the ball while off base or thrown out prior to reaching first base. B. When a fielder legally catches a fly ball before it touches the ground or any object or person other than a defensive player. Next is section 3. The batter runner is not out. When a fielder makes a play on a batter runner while using an illegal glove, effect on section 3, the manager of the offended team has the option of A. Taking the result of the play, or B. Having the player resume batting, assuming the ball and strike count prior to the pitch, with other runners returned to the base held at the time of the pitch. Next is section 4, touching bases in legal order. Runners must touch bases in legal order. First, second, third, and home plate. Exception. If a runner is obstructed at a base preventing the runner from touching that base, A. When a runner is returning to first the base left before a caught fly ball is first touched, or second, the missed base while the ball is in play, he must touch the bases in reverse order. Section 5. It is all about the runners are entitled to advance with liability to be put out. A. Fast pitch only when the ball leaves the pitcher's hand on his delivery. B. Slow pitch only when a pitch ball is batted. C. On a thrown ball or fair batted ball that is not blocked. D. On a thrown ball that hits an umpire. E. When a legally caught fly ball is first touched. And F. When a fair batted ball. Section 6. A runner forfeits his exemption from liability to put out. If at any time he fails to touch a base, he is entitled to before attempting to make the next base. Exception. If a runner is obstructed at a base, preventing the runner from touching that base. Next is section 7. It is all about runners are entitled to advance without liability to be put out. A. When forced to vacate a base because the batter was awarded a base on balls. Effect on section 7A, fast pitch only. The ball remains in a play unless it is blocked. Any runner affected is entitled to one base and may advance farther at his own risk if the ball is in play. Slow pitch only, the ball is dead. Next is section 8. A runner must return to his base. A runner must return to his base but need not touch the intervening bases. When a batted ball is declared foul, when the umpire declares the ball to have been illegally batted, when a batter runner is called out for interference, and called out for interference. Next is section 9. The runner is out. The runner is out when while running to any base in regular or reverse order. He runs more than 0.91 meters or 3 feet from the base path to avoid being touched by the ball in the hand or hands of a fielder. B. When while the ball is in play and he is not in contact with a base, he is legally touched with the ball in the hand or hands of a fielder. And lastly, section 10, the runner is not out. The runner is not out when he runs behind or in front of the fielder and outside the base path. In order to avoid interfering with a fielder attempting to field the batted ball in the base path. B. When he does not run in a direct line to the base, provided the fielder in the direct line does not have the ball in his possession. So that's the rule. Rule 5 to Rule 8. Thank you for listening.